Hello everyone, welcome to the Spiritual Counseling TV network. My name is Christie Ramirez and I'm your soul coach. Welcome to this new show, exclusive here only at the Spiritual Counseling TV network, the Women's Empowerment Forum. So today we're going to continue with episode 2, and you know what, this is a very interesting topic. We're going to be talking about famous celebrities who embraced this woman empowerment movement. Because believe it or not, this is a movement, and this is very different than feminism, which is what we learned and discussed in episode 1. In episode 1, we went over women's history, what's the difference between feminism and woman empowerment, how the feminist movement actually did change the participation of women in society, and which brings us to where we're at today in a more gentle approach to making ourselves known through woman empowerment. And that's what we're going to continue to learn about today. We're going to now talk about famous celebrities who do talk about this publicly because they use their power of position and leadership for good causes like this one. So again, my name is Christie Ramirez and I'm your soul coach. If you are new to this Spiritual Counseling TV network, welcome. And for all of you who have yet to be a member, become a member today, christieramirez.com/TV. So let's get started then with our second episode. Everyone, so my members, welcome today. Let's get comfortable. And again, I'm so grateful for all of you being here and listening and watching to these videos, because this show series in particular has become one of my favorites. I find it that it's very special and it's very illuminating as well. How great of a change women have made and how much more of a potential we still have yet to come. And this is just the beginning. And even though this movement has been taking quite some generations, it's only progressing and evolving even more with each new wavelength and generation that comes next. So as we continue to pass down this information, our future children as well, ourselves as women in this era, especially the young generation. Of course, I'm a young generation, right? I'm still in my early 30s. So we can make great change, but we need to know about the past so that we can better understand the present and hence change the future. Okay, so excited. So celebrity number 1 for today, I actually chose my top celebrities that I thought were outspoken enough to talk about feminism and woman empowerment. And we're gonna just see what they stand for, what kind of contributions they've been making to this movement, and then learn from that. Maybe you wanna participate in some kind of campaign or any kind of foundation that they've built according to this cause, or maybe you wanna start your own thing, and that's perfectly recommended, and that's perfectly okay, because everybody has a different purpose, okay, and everybody has a role to play, and everybody can contribute in different ways. Okay, so the one common theme that they all agree on is we will not be quiet, we will not be controlled. Now that sounds very intense, right? It sounds very masculine, believe it or not. And even though we're talking about, the feminist movement and the woman empowerment movement, if you come to think about it and you break it down, yes, taken to the extreme, it can seem a little bit masculine, of a masculine energy, right? Because a woman empowerment is just basically tapping into your own masculine energy. It's not wanting to be a masculine per se, but it's just taking our power back, right? Realizing that us as feminines, we're not to be controlled and we're not submissive to any masculines or to any societal rules that they've placed against women, or to control or kind of keep locked in of their potentials for women, right? This is the main motivation as to why this whole movement began. A lot of women were also shut up in the past, especially back in the day, when intuitive women were seen as, witches, you want to say, or they were just seen as, I want to say that people were afraid of that because a lot of what they had to say was actually truth. And that's why women were quieted over the years, because many women had a lot of quality things to say, and a lot of the people in the power positions didn't like the truth that was coming out of them. But luckily enough now, it's not only women that speak truth. There's a lot of men out there as well. So like I say, I'm not for any one gender over the other. I'm just for equality in general. Every soul should have an opportunity to speak their truth and to be free to do what they like, right? Not be controlled, not have any restrictions. Even, the Equal Pay Day, that's a holiday that's still celebrated to this day, because back in the day, as we learned in episode 1, this wasn't a thing. Women weren't even allowed to have equal pay as men did for doing the same job. So of course that's very unfair and unjust. So we're closely reaching this justice. And God will always eventually avenge us and help us to all reach this fair stability. Because that's what we're all seeking, right? Harmony in this world. Okay, so, and we're talking about 20th century and beyond. So we're going to be talking about basically, except one of them that actually really caught my attention, that I want to bring into this famous celebrity, because she was a famous celebrity, but more back in the day. And she actually made a huge difference. And the reason why I really, really want to bring her in today and even learn more about her is because she stood for only love. And she actually was a famous celebrity, actress, and also ballet dancer in the midst of war, in the midst of World War II. And she helped people to basically forget about what was happening in the external world, the fear and the chaos that was happening because of that world. And she brought in her gifts. She actually, she was a Taurus. She was born May 4th in 1929. I'm actually born May 1st. So I'm also a Taurus, which is why I really resonated with her. I saw her documentary on Netflix, and her energy, her vibration really, really, really vibrated and resonated with me, because that's kind of like how I am, and I wish to be even more. She was all love, and that's all that she cared about, giving to humanity, helping them to remember this. And she did this through her creative talents, through her arts. She danced, and that lit people's souls and hearts. She was a fashion icon, also film icon. She was ranked by the American Film Institute as the 3rd greatest female screen legend from the golden age of Hollywood, and was inducted into the International Best Dressed List Hall of Fame. And she was around the same time when Marilyn Monroe was an actress, but it was a different energy, okay? Because Marilyn Monroe set her own reputation during that time, and yes, she was famous. But Audrey Hepburn, the one that I'm talking about right now, and actually her real name was Audrey Kathleen Rustin, she just stood for more than just the actress part of herself. She actually was a humanitarian as well, which is why they made a documentary on that, because she did want to contribute to humanity. And she was very pretty. She looked very innocent as well. She was born in Ixelles, Brussels. Hepburn spent parts of her childhood in Belgium, England, and the Netherlands. She studied ballet with Sonia Gaswell in Amsterdam beginning in 1945, and with Marie Rampert in London starting in 1948. She began performing as a chorus girl in West End musical theater productions, and then had minor appearances in several films. Hepburn starred in the 1951 Broadway play Gigi after being spotted by the French novelist Colette, on whose work the play was based. So we're starting a little bit more in the 19th century right now, because this is 1929, so this is considered 20th century, but very early 20th century. And that's how I want to begin right now.